Hi, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to do this turquoise chain necklace. Remember, if you need any of the materials, let me show you how. Click on the link in the description below to go to our website. Then click on the Add All Materials to Cart button. If any items are out of stock, don't worry. Just pick your favorite alternative from the options displayed. All right, now let's get started making our project. All right, so to get started, what we are going to be doing is some right angle weave, but I want to show you how to stabilize and get that chain look in the right angle weave. I have some green dragon thread, and I have size 8 green dragon thread on a size 10 needle. I'm going to pick up a bead that's not included in my project beads here, and I'm going to take that down to the end, leaving about 8 inches or so on this 5 feet of thread for me to go in and put the wire guard and the clasp after I'm done completed. I'm going through that bead 2 times, and that's going to have the bead stop from falling off the end and be able to keep my beads onto the piece itself. Now, to understand this, what I want you to do is create your first right angle unit. We're using 80 seed beads in a gold color, and we are going to let them drop down next to our stop bead. I have here some 3mm bicones, 8mm gemstones, and some 6mm bugles. Kind of random idea of connection of beads here, or collection of beads here, but I like the way that they looked. So we are going to, after be putting those 4 beads on, go back through beads 1, 2, and 3, coming out before bead number 4. So we're starting right there at bead 1, going up through bead 2, going up through bead 3, and coming out. What this is going to do is turn this into a little unit of 4. Coming out of bead number 4, we're going to do one more right angle unit. 3 beads go on this time. I'm coming out of the bottom of that 3rd bead that we came out of, and now after putting on 3 more beads, I'm going into the top of that 3rd bead. And that's going to create my next, what it's called, right angle unit. There's 1, 2, 3. My thread's coming out the bottom of that 3rd bead, just like it was before I put the 3 new beads on. I'm going to go through new bead number 1, and I'm going to come out new bead number 2. That is right angle weave. You're going to go up and down and through a bunch of different beads. I'm going to establish one more right angle weave unit just so you get the habit, and then we're going to start putting in some of our additional beads. 3 more beads go in. This time I'm coming out of the top of that bead. I'm going to go into the bottom of that bead, and then once again sew through the next 2 beads. 1 bead and 2 bead. I'm always coming out that rightmost bead of that unit. So there's my unit of 4, here's my unit of 4. And you can see that they have a shared bead there in the middle. I'm always coming out that right-hand side of the right angle unit. Now I'm going to show you how we add a bead. So when I add my bugle beads, I'm going to add 1, 2, and 3 new beads. Bugle, 8 bugle. Just like we were doing going to the top of that right angle unit. After adding those 3 beads, kind of let them pull down next to that bead. I'm going to go through bead number 1, and I'm going to go through bead number 2 and out. And just like we did when we were only using 80 seed beads, we're coming out that right bead. Now I'm going to do 3 more of my gold beads. I'm going to go into the bottom of that right angle unit. And now, just like we've been doing, through bead number 1, through bead number 2, and out. And see how that's just creating that same right angle unit. Now I'm going to do my crystals. 1 crystal, 1 8, 1 crystal. 3 beads go on. I go into the opposite side of wherever my thread is currently coming out of. Then I'm going to go through bead number 1, and then I'm going to go through bead number 2. Which bead number 2 again is that rightmost bead. I'm going to do 1 more unit of my chain look. Those 3 beads go on into the bottom of the opposite bead, or that same bead rather, through bead number 1 and through bead number 2. So you are doing right now a variegated right angle weave, meaning you're using different beads to create that right angle weave look. From here, I'm going to go back and I'll do another one of my bugle, 8 bugles. So we really want to establish that right angle weave and learning how to do that, and then I'll show you how to put on the 8-0, which is a little bit different. From here, we're gonna go through that first bead, and just like we've been doing, out that second bead, and that's it. That's that right angle weave. Finishing out that chain, we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3 of our 8-ohs into the bead your thread was coming out of, in through bead number 1, into bead number 2, and out. And that creates that next right angle weave unit. I'm gonna do a second unit here before I go in and use my 8-oh seed bead. 3 more beads. I'm going into the bead my thread was coming out from the opposite side, into bead number 1, and into bead number 2 and out. Now I'm set up right away, ready for my next right angle weave. Instead, what I'm gonna do is add my 8-oh seed bead. Now obviously this is the focal point or the focal bead of my collection here, and it's big. So I can't go in and add one and then another one and another one here too. They wouldn't sit right. I'm gonna make this bead hang out in the middle of the right angle weave. I'm dropping the bead down next to the last bead my thread was coming out of. I'm gonna add one of my 8-ohs and go back through that same 8mm bead that my thread is coming out of. What this is going to do is just make that 8-oh on the opposite side of my 8mm bead just kind of hang out there and be like an anchor holding it on. When I come back out the 8-oh seed bead, I want to go just like we were doing with the right angle weave into the opposite side of the 8-oh our thread was coming out of. From here, I'm going to go up through my 8-oh, and then once I exit through my 8-oh, I'm going to go into my 8-oh seed bead on the outside and go right in to my right angle weave. 3 more beads go in, and then I'm going to go once again through bead number 1, and then I'm going to come out bead number 2, which is going to be the bead that sits along the right handmost side. I'm going to repeat this pattern here of my bugles and my 8-oh seed beads coming after, and then I'll show you once again when I get back to the pattern for my 8-oh seed bead how we go in, or my 8mm bead rather, how we go in and add that again. So now that I've done a second unit of that right angle weave, I'm going to go in and repeat that same design here. You can do lots of different designs, separating them out. You can even use the 3mm bead and do a quad set of those. Lots of different ways, but I'm going to continue with this design here, the bugles, crystals in the middle, leading up to my next 8mm bead.
This month's kit subscription is a classic: the Colonial Crystal Bracelet, the Turquoise Chain Gang Necklace, and the Clover Halo Earrings. Plus, subscribe quarterly and get the Silver Montana Sky Bracelet and a jewelry making board for free. Take your jewelry making to the next level with the PotomacBeads Kit Edition. Subscribe today.
So we're at the point here where I repeated that same design and I have that chain look starting. To go into the 8mm bead again and to add the turquoise, once again, just to reiterate it, you're adding an 8-oh or an 8mm turquoise and then an 8-oh seed bead. We're going to go back through the 8mm bead, and then when we come out the other side, I'm going to kind of make sure there's no thread showing. We're going to go into the opposite side of the 8-oh seed bead that our thread was coming out of, just like the same as if we were doing a right angle weave. Go back up through the 8mm bead and go through the 8-oh seed bead. Right back in then to your right angle weave pattern. And this is going to continue whether or not you are doing a bracelet, a necklace, what your intended kind of look is, if you want to do a long wrap one, up to you. You can also change up the design. Like I said, if you want to, you're coming out of the one here and you say, hey, let's actually do 3 crystals. And you could do 3 crystals on the design. So all of those are options when you're going in and creating. So as I'm building and getting my length, I thought it would be helpful, especially those of you that are just getting started, to see how I add thread. I don't love to start out with the maximum amount of thread that I need for the entire project because it's pulling through all of those beads. So I add thread to almost all of my projects. I have the thread kind of coming out here on my last bead and it's getting short, but my needle is still on that piece. I have a new piece of thread, which usually I put the needle on first already, but I didn't do that yet. So I'm just going to put the needle on after, but we're gonna go in and we're gonna go right next to this other piece of thread. I'm gonna tie these two thread ends together, and then it's a good idea also to take your thread and weave back down here, and we'll show how to do that. First thing I'm gonna do is take the new piece of thread, and you can see I have it underneath the older piece of thread here, right there. And what I'm gonna do is tie a knot of the new piece of thread onto the older piece of thread. So I'm just literally tying that onto the older piece of thread. Nice tight pull of that knot. And now I'm gonna pull that knot down next to the bead that's closest. Remember, this is still just that knot of the new thread, old thread hanging out here. Now I'm gonna take this old thread and I'm gonna knot the new thread end and the old thread end together, making sure that that's nice and down there. Switching hands, I'm gonna do a square knot, but I'm also gonna do a surgeon's knot, wrapping that through once, wrapping that through twice, and doing that basically double knot there. Going in and pulling that tight. Now with my new thread, I'll go back a unit of right angle weave, come back out, and start on the project again. I'll leave this on here, burning it down a little bit with my thread burner, but I won't do the ultimate burn until the very, very end. Usually by the time you take your thread and needle down through the next bead and backtrack just one little pass there, it'll give you an opportunity to hide that knot with inside the beads. Showing here, you can just continue on. Once you're done, the last thing to do is to put on the clasp. So I'm coming out of the end, and I shortened mine just a little bit, taking the last ones of my bugle beads off just because it was the length that I needed it. I'm gonna put on a wire guard going up through the one side of that U-channeled guard. I'm gonna go down through the other side of that U-channeled guard. I'm gonna pick up my soldered ring there and let that go into and hang out right in the center of that wire guard. Let that go as far down towards your project as you can. Just like we've been doing with the right angle weave, you're going to go into the opposite side of the bead that you're coming out of. We're going to go up through this again, going up through the wire guard, up through the clasp and closure, because that's on the wire guard now. We're going to go down through the opposite side of the wire guard. And usually I do 2 passes through this, especially with the size 10 needle like I'm using, because otherwise you're going to start opening up those wire guard sides. We're going back through here, and now what we're going to do is we are going to go down through the right angle weave. And this is how you can get rid of those thread ends too, for where you connect. And like I said, you have plenty of your crystals and your bugles and your 8OC beads. You can change it up and make it much more beaded if you want to. And going down here along that right angle weave. And then when I get good that I feel like I'm in a good spot on the right angle weave, I'm going to go underneath what is called a bridge thread, a thread that connects one bead to the other. I'm not sewing through a bead, I'm just sewing basically underneath that thread. Creates a little loop there. I'm going to take my needle off because this end is short. And I'm going to go through that loop once. I'm going to go through that loop twice. And then I'm going to do a nice tight pull, getting that down in as close to the project as I can. And you can see I'm using my wire guard here. Having gone back through also, that basically gets that down nice and tight. Burn off that extra thread, and then we're going to burn it down close to the end of the bead. And that just finishes up one side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, this time adding the lobster clasp. Once you have that lobster clasp on there, on the opposite side, your necklace is finished. Again, you can do this as a necklace, you can do it as a wraparound, you can do it as a bracelet. It's kind of up to you. You have that freedom to make it exactly the way that you want it, to do whatever pattern you want to, kind of changing it up and adding it in there. And then you should have a lot extra too of your beads here if you want to with your silver clasp, just to do a basic strung necklace. Thanks so much for joining me in creating this turquoise chain necklace. Remember, if you need any materials, this is in this month's kit box. I challenge you to use the extra materials of all the different beads used, that you can go in and create something more as well. Remember, each month you can get a kit. Check out below the video like I showed earlier and get links back to our site to see about subscribing. As always, thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.